King James I called tobacco filthy and barbaric. He wrote a whole book attacking it in 1604. But here's the crazy part: he named Jamestown after himself, and that colony became the richest in America. Hypocrisy, or just good business? Let's dive in. In 1609, a young Englishman named John Rolfe arrived in Virginia. His ship hit a reef in Bermuda, and he was stuck there for 9 months. When he finally reached Virginia, he noticed something: the Native Americans grew weak, inferior tobacco. But Rolfe had seeds from the Spanish Caribbean, and when he planted them, the results were incredible. Joseph Robert wrote that no soil and seed combination ever produced such harvests. By 1616, Virginia exported just 1 ton of tobacco. 4 years later, 60 tons. The colony was saved not by religious freedom, but by a cash crop. But success came at a terrible price. The colonists were so focused on making money that they neglected food. The governor had to order people to grow corn first. In 1619, a Dutch ship sold 20 Africans to the colonists, the first slaves in British North America. At first, Virginia preferred indentured servants. Why? Because slaves were expensive and often died from diseases in the swampy Chesapeake Bay. But in 1672, King Charles II formed the Royal African Company. In 1 year, more slaves were sold to Virginia than in the previous 25 years combined. By 1700, Virginia had 16,000 enslaved Africans, a quarter of the population. The tobacco boom created America's first wealthy elite. Robert Carter accumulated 300,000 acres of tobacco land and hundreds of slaves. These planters controlled Virginia politics. And they lived like royalty parties, horse racing, fine wines imported from England. But they were also deeply in debt. They borrowed money from London brokers, using next year's harvest as collateral. Even George Washington and Thomas Jefferson couldn't escape this debt trap. The tobacco economy created a society of extreme inequality: rich white planters at the top, enslaved Africans at the bottom. By 1765, tobacco, rice, and cotton from the South accounted for 80% of all American exports. But here's the irony: while the South grew rich on tobacco, the North controlled the trade. The North built cities, the South built plantations. The North built banks, the South grew crops. And 80% of those exports came from slave labor. The foundation of American capitalism was built on the backs of enslaved people. This is the uncomfortable truth they don't teach in standard history classes. Tobacco was America's first billion-dollar industry. It created immense wealth and immense suffering. This pattern would repeat throughout American history: new industries, new opportunities, and new forms of exploitation. The question isn't whether America was built on slavery. The question is, what do we do with that knowledge now? Next up, how taxes sparked a revolution and the birth of a new nation. If you found this valuable, smash that subscribe button.